What's up, Saints? I'm Braden Terrace.
And I'm Emmanuel Makin.
And this is SFHS Today. In world news, 2 police officers and several firefighters were injured in an explosion at a block of flats in western Germany on Thursday as they attended an emergency call, according to CNN.
In national news, 2023 is on track to be the worst in recent history for mass killings in the U.S. Mass killings are defined as incidents in which 4 or more people are killed, not including the shooter or other type of perpetrator, according to the data from the Gun Violence Archive. The U.S. is on pace for 60 mass killings this year. There were 31 in 2019, 21 in 2020, 28 in 2021, and 36 in 2022. In a returning series on gun violence, senior Kylie Dustman got an interview with Superintendent Karsten Anderson.
What kind of training do teachers get put through in case an active shooter were to come to our school?
This past summer, district and building administrators participated in something called ALICE training. So ALICE stands for Alert, Lockdown, Inform, Counter, and Evacuate. And so I think it was a 2 or 3 day training with a national expert. And so we learned like in a classroom, but then we also did some hands-on things in terms of scenarios and then talking about different ways of reacting. So we did that with administrators, and then administrators worked with their building staff members to provide kind of a scaled back version of that.
What precautions does our school have to prevent a school shooting?
Yeah, and that's the key question, I think, in all of this, because having security measures is critical, providing training is important, but I think our district, like most school districts in the country, need to do a better job at prevention. And a lot of that means providing direct support to students and staff members. So for example, the school district will be adding more administrative support at the middle school and high school starting next year. We have some more behavior specialists that are also going to be working with our students. We're looking at expanding some mental health provisions and really beefing up some of our social emotional learning. And that'll be geared for not only students but also staff members. So, and those things have always been issues across the country, but especially over the last 3 to 4 years, we recognize the experiences and the struggles that so many people have, and it's our obligation to come up with more proactive planning. Next year though, we're also going to be implementing a software program so that people can report concerns like that electronically. And what will happen with the system is that will be screened even before school administrators find out. So we'll have people in other states, who are part of kind of a phone center, and they'll hear the concerns and kind of, address those that need immediate attention. So yeah, we want to take a really proactive role in that way as well.
In school news, Senior Sunset was yesterday. This was a time for seniors to get their yearbooks, listen to speakers they chose, and have some bonding time as the sun sets on their senior year.
Seniors who do not attend the event can pick their yearbooks up with other grades on Thursday and Friday after school in the PAC lobby. In more school news, office professionals in the St. Francis area schools have been petitioning for better wages and health insurance. After a series of negotiations, they had another package offered at a meeting last Wednesday. We spoke with some of the people involved to get their perspective on the issue.
We compared the OP salaries for the St. Francis district compared to districts around us. We were much lower than other districts. So we wanted to try to bridge that gap a little bit and come within closer dollars of other districts. We avoided a strike. We have been under contract negotiations for, we've been working pretty heavily on it the last couple months, and we had 2 mediations which were spent the entire day with a group from the union on our side and then the district, and we had mediators that came and kind of went back and forth. And last Wednesday we had our final mediation, and by the end of the day we were able to come up with a contract that was agreeable to both us and the district, which then averted a strike that was set to happen on the 19th of May. Well, our contract that we got, it's not perfect, but it is a step in the right direction, which is what we are looking for.
Thanks for keeping us updated on this important issue. This week, in a fun food segment, our resident taste testers Reese and Emily cracked open some of the new strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper to find out what people thought.
We had people try Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream.
Let's get tasting.
It smells kind of like berry.
It smells creamy to me.
I think I like the experimentation.
I think it's going to taste like a strawberry candy.
I think it's just gonna pretty much be Dr. Pepper with a little hint of strawberry.
I really like Dr. Pepper, but I'm not a fan of strawberry flavored things, so.
It doesn't taste much like Dr. Pepper though. It's like strawberry soda to me.
It's Dr. Pepper with a strawberry aftertaste.
I think it tastes pretty much like Dr. Pepper. Yeah, just like I said, with like a bit aftertaste of strawberry.
A melted dessert. It kind of tastes like watered down Dr. Pepper.
Like a weird kind of taste, but yeah, pretty much Dr. Pepper with a strawberry kick to it.
Now that everyone else has tried it, it's time for us to try it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It tastes the same as the Pepsi.
Now let's pass it over to sports.
Hey, Saints, I'm Chase Feeney.
And I'm Caden Heckenleibel, and this is Sports. In national sports news, the 8-seed Heat play the 2-seed Celtics tomorrow, and the 1-seed Nuggets play the 7-seed Lakers tonight.
Back here at home, we had a Teacher Appreciation Pep Fest yesterday with a little friendly competition among teachers and sports captains alike. The 9th grade teachers won the tug of war while the captains Brady Johnson from track and Kyla Abrahamson from softball fought it out for a fast finish in the sleeping bag race.
Speaking of softball, they had a game last Friday and they took the win 1-0 in a hard-fought game against Moorhead. They play Mounds Park Academy yesterday and they have a doubleheader at home with Becker and Chisago Lake starting at 3 p.m. on Wednesday. Thursday, the girls are at home against Andover starting at 4.
Sprinting over to track and field, they have been having an exceptional year. Just last week, they had multiple athletes enter the top 10 all-time for SFHS history.
Over the past week or so, we've had a lot of great performances. We've had, I believe, 8 different athletes have top 10 performances over the past week or 10 days. Top 10 performances all time in school history, which is amazing. We had Philip Conant and Sam Rude in the throws, and Annie Rolfe and Amber Lawrence in the distance events. Abby Paulson in the hurdles, Wes Johnson and Jacob Tilley in the horizontal jumps, and Brady Johnson in the short sprints. Wow. We are just like absolutely thrilled with how things have been going. We got out more athletes this year to the program, and just having more people that are excited to be there is just that's infectious, into any athletic program.
Tuesday, they travel to Monticello for a meet that starts at 5 p.m. On Saturday, they host their only track and field meet of the season, starting at 10 a.m. Come out and support your Saints.
In baseball news, the boys head into the week with a 6-4 record. They played last night at Becker and head up to Duluth-Denfield on Wednesday.
While the varsity boys have been working hard to recapture their state bid last year, this week, Cam and Logan went and talked to a young player who just got his chance to move up to varsity. This week's Rookie of the Week focuses on Tyler Lindstrom's varsity debut.
Hey, are you Tyler Lindstrom?
I am.
I heard you're the Rookie of the Week.
Yes, I am.
What emotions did you feel when you played your first varsity game?
First thing, I was pretty nervous, but when my defense started making good plays, the nerves went away.
Do you feel more confident coming into tough situations now when pitching?
Yeah, especially having that much confidence in my defense, I can just rely on them.
Was it surprising when you found out that you had to bat?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I thought I was just going to pitch and get DH for it, but it was fun.
Can you describe what your first game was like?
So I came in the big league game and we were down, but I was pretty nervous the first inning, but my defense was making plays, so that helped. And then over time, the bats were going, and we came back and won the game. So I pitched the rest of the game, only allowing 1 run, and then striking out 2.
Hitting it over to tennis, the boys played at home yesterday and head into sections this Saturday. With individual tennis sections at Chisago Lakes, St. Francis will be represented in singles by Henrik Lind and Otto Nederberg. And doubles will be represented by Parker McCauley, Connor Peterson, Jonas Stoffel, and Baltimore Diaz.
The boys and girls golf teams have been hitting the greens with the boys golf at Monticello Country Club yesterday and the girls at Princeton. They play again next week on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
And that's all we have this week.
Good morning, Saints! I'm Taylor and this is Ari. And this is the weather forecast for this week. So, the weather for today is 81 and a low of 53. Tomorrow, the high is 79 and the low is 49. Thursday's weather is a high of 71 and a low of 57. And Friday gets cold with a high of 61 and a low of 50.
And Jeremy would like to say the weather is 69 on Saturday with a low of 46.
Sunday with a high of 69 and a low of 49. Now back to me!
We were curious what our students thought were green and red flags.
Let's see what they think.
It's the random question thing. Ding.
What is the biggest green and red flag you find in someone?
A red flag would probably be making a girl pay for everything, and then the green flag would be making me laugh.
Flag is probably being easy to talk to and funny, and the biggest red flag is probably putting the cereal in after the milk.
Green flag, they are funny and kind. Red flag, they do not get along with your friends.
Yeah, I'd say definitely a green flag is when they're like nice to you even when you're around other people. And probably a red flag is when your friends disapprove of them.
I think it's probably when my parents don't like them, and my biggest green flag is when their room is always clean.
My red flag is when they always cancel plans, and my green flag is they have a good personality.
Green flag is probably someone with a high GPA, and my red flag is someone who lies a lot.
My biggest green flag is probably being athletic. My biggest red flag is probably being into all that zodiac.
Flag has got to be if they're clingy, can't have that, and green flag is nice eye.
A biggest red flag is not having a job, and then a green flag is really good at communication.
What's a green flag for you, Amen?
I think a green flag is when people have a good relationship with their parents.
Yeah, I agree, but it's a total red flag when they can't commit.
That's all we have this week.
Stay safe, Saints.